Because this was the biggest point that I made when my microphone was not plugged in, I think we need better coverage of like news media so that everyone, absolutely everyone, can be on the same page as far as what's happening without having to do any like special digging or anything of that nature. I really, really, we need someone uh, on the front lines of music, or not of music, on the front lines of, you know, the heart of this nation, and really the table. Someone's got to chew the meat on it, man. Someone's got to make sure that everyone is on the same page, because if we're not willing to go to them and say, hey, if we're not willing to meet them halfway, then I think we're going to lose a huge population of support with fighting the very corrupt systems that are in place countrywide. I think a lot of people are choosing to not care because we simply don't care about them. And I think that is a really big issue. I don't think I should do it because, as you guys can see, I am not the translator for that. And I think that we need someone who really can call it like IE News, something like that, so that everyone can be on the exact same page as far as what is actually going on in the country. You know, that's just my 2 cents. And then I was talking about my practice stuff. This is just going E string, finger, pointer, pinky, which I call third to fifth motion, because 3, 4, 5. So you do that, going all the way up: E string, A string, B string, D string, D string, G string. Then back down, swap the middle for the ring. So we're going pinky, ring, pointer, and we're going G string to D string to B string to A string to E string to E string. And yeah, so I don't know. I'm trying to think of funny ways that I could possibly explain this to somebody so that I can, teach some poor bastard guitar without, because I didn't come into this world expecting to be a teacher. It's, big God, man. Sorry, I just opened fucking Newsweek. It is war. It's really funny. This is so dumb. Okay, hold on. An unknown TikTok user posted a live stream in which she played a video on her phone showing the Tesla CEO. After speaking in a non-English language, she said in English, "I wouldn't worry too much about him. He about to die. Then it is war." Comes amid escalating tensions within the Somali American community after allegations of widespread fraud involving Somali defendants. Again, I think any mention of race or class or anything like that immediately removes credibility from your argument. I think it is much easier to say, hey, 90 indictments, people have been arrested, here's the actual, provable, irrefutable evidence, irrefutable evidence that these people should be going to jail. And then when people say, oh, why are they all a member of this group? Be like, well, we didn't plan it that way. They're fucking criminals. We decided to take criminals and put them in jail, as we should. I think that it is such a step back. Like, the video, I don't know if you remember the video of the guy with the glasses who was, He had short hair. He was outside on a rooftop. Asmongold commented on it, and a lot of other people did. And he said there have been 96 indictments. He was talking about it, and then he just out of nowhere mentioned that they were mostly Somalians with no follow up. And it's like, if you're gonna say that, I think you should have a follow up, because otherwise you're purely saying it to remove credibility from both sides. You got the liberals, the Democrats who are like, oh man, they're all Somali, and it's obviously a racially motivated thing. Then you got the Republicans who are like, oh, they're all Somalians, it's obviously only Somalians, and then they're going to start their hate on Somalians like they already have with Jews. I hate that term. Can we stop saying Jew? Can we start saying, criminal, or like, because I know people who are Jewish, and I think that it is not fair to them to have to. I don't think it's fair. It's very fair to be like, yeah, this entire country, we're going to denounce everything that they have to say and believe because of their leaders. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but I know what I believe. And I believe that saying Jew is unhelpful. I think that saying Israeli government, maybe, or the people in power over in Israel, because it's the country of Israel. We're not talking about a religion or a race or a class. We're talking about a country. If it was like France, we'd be saying the same fucking thing. The French, and I'm sure that French hate would go unnoticed because they're all white. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know if what I'm saying is making sense, but I figured I'd yap about it. It made me angry. I'm not very happy with with what I'm seeing around me as far as us as a country. I think we could, all be doing way better. And again, we need someone to make IE news so that everyone can be on the same page. Because if we don't go and approach them trying to be helpful and make them aware in a way that is not going to be seen as an attack or as an you're wrong, which is a whole nother thing. I think being wrong is one of the greatest things a human can do. I think it is, like, who was it? Winston Churchill that was like, yeah, of course I changed my mind because I was wrong. Like, when did being wrong become a criminal, like something to get defensive over? I don't think being wrong is a bad thing. I think maybe it doesn't feel great to be wrong, especially if you truly believe that you're right. But at the same time, we can't move forward if... What's a good example? You know what a great example is? Well, that's not a great example. It's, I'm sure I can find a meme to describe my point. I guarantee you that if I search me when I'm wrong... Yeah, this. This needs to fucking stop. Like... This needs to stop. I think we should incentivize hunting knowledge. We should incentivize... Yeah, we should incentivize a lot of things. We should incentivize hard work and not gaming systems. I don't know, man. I think we as a nation could be doing so much better, and we just aren't, and it's really annoying. And I want people to wake up and like, it seems like a lot of people are as angry as I am, but I also see a lot of people who aren't. And I think that if we can get their support, then that would be really, really nice. And I, having spoken to some of these people, it's really not that difficult to say Ponzi scheme, Israel's CK Waller, anything to meet someone on a common ground so that everyone is on the same page about what is happening and what we're talking about. It can't be that difficult. I've done it, it absolutely cannot be that hard. And even still, I think, in many ways, we are still a great nation. You know, we are still one of the best. And so, yeah, and I've only gone under when speaking about my idea for IE news. I have not, you know, I just think that I am not this is exactly why I'm not the person to do this. Um, but I think that there are a lot of people who are, and I think that it would be really, really just swell. Uh, you know, I don't know. I hope that what I want to be saying uh, is that um, it is coming across just fine. I hope that everything is making sense. I am not like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I hope that someone knows what I want to say and can say it in a better way. But anyways, yeah, this whole like race should be so much less of a big deal than it is. When like these are criminals, they undisputably something is fishy. So we, I don't know exactly what's wrong. I can't tell based on because of how fucking politically and emotionally charged the media is. I literally can't tell what's right. But I know that something is fucked up in America. There are motherfuckers who are saying they're doing things that aren't actually happening. There are people claiming children that are being taken care of that aren't being taken care of. I just want to get to the bottom of it so that we can have money back. I like money, you know? I think that we are the greatest country in the world because everyone, no matter who you are, has or at least can find an equal opportunity where they can make the same amount of money through hard work. Now, yeah, hard work, man. And I don't mean hard work as in, oh, I filled out the paperwork to start a childcare facility and I'm just going to ride the violations until someone does something about it. I mean hard work as in, oh man, I just bought, 10 ounces of, well, that's promoting, promoting something that shouldn't happen either. But you get what I'm saying? It's like actual, real blood and sweat equity to get the money out, I think is so much better than actual, real. You, I hope this is all making sense. I'm just so not happy with the state of America right now. I think it's really annoying and it's really angering and it's I mean, it sucks. That's the long and the short of it is that it sucks, and I kind of hate it. I'm not a fan. Um, yeah, let's keep reading. I wouldn't worry too much about him. He about to die from a Somali, which doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter who said it. It's still a very scary thing to hear. I would be quite scared if someone was like, "Yeah, I wouldn't worry about too much about me. I'm gonna die." Like that would scare me. Of course, I'm fucking scared of dying, but I'm scared more of the country dying. And increased scrutiny on Somali Americans. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Stop attacking Somalis. Start attacking criminals. This is fucked. Yeah, 82 of the 92 defendants charged so far are Somali Americans. Who cares? Who gives a fuck? As far as I'm concerned, there are 92 defendants charged. That's all I give a fuck about. That's all I want to hear about. Created political tensions. Yeah. Yeah. This is what I'm saying, right? Why? Why do we have to keep mentioning, oh, they're Somali? Who are we trying to outrage? The Somalis? The ones that we're trying to say, hey, man, don't do this. If they hate us, I feel like that'll make them want to do it more. Fucking, it's the usual suspects of the media being like, hey guys, it's fucking ugh. TikTok attracted outrage. Utah Senator Mike Lee. Deport her immediately. She shouldn't be here. What do you mean? 'Cause she said something? 'Cause she's angry? Yeah, yes, right? The Somali TikToker who mocked Americans? When did she mock Americans, man? I think to threaten his life is a little messed up, yeah, but I didn't hear anything about mocking Americans. Even then, I don't really care about what she has to say about Americans, because, I mean, well, that's bold, but all I'm saying is, see, there is an instance where pulling out racism could actually be, and I'm not racist, I don't want to be racist, but it feels wrong for me to say something like, say, you are mocking Americans, yet you're in America. How does that make sense? It's like that guy who went from Finland to Japan to complain to a Japanese person about their immigration policy, which is like so messed up, especially when you consider that Europe's immigration problems, I think, are even larger than America's. But again, this is how woefully uneducated I am, and how ignorant I am to the education, or to ways to get educated, because I really don't have any clue as far as what I want to, like, where I should be looking to make sure that I'm not parroting misinformation. I'm just calling it like I see it, and I wish more people would, because I think a lot of people know exactly what they're looking at. They see the bush, and they see this nice big group of people dancing around it, and they would either much rather or feel obligated to dance around this bush. And that's not fair. That's not fair to the bush. That's not fair to the bush dancers, and that's not fair to the forest that the bush is growing in. You know, it's fucking. I think we need to get everybody unified. We need to stop having different sects of people and start having criminals and law-abiding citizens. Regardless of where you didn't or did or didn't come from, it's scary. It's scary. It's scary. It's really scary. And I think we need to get everyone on the same page so that we can have a meaningful discussion about what is happening, And so, like, it's fucked. I think someone's got to do it, and it shouldn't be me. It really shouldn't. It really shouldn't. I'm simply... I think I'm the guy who's going to call it like he sees it. I'm the guy who's going to say what everyone can't or won't say. And I am perfectly fine with that. I just don't... I'm scared. I'm scared. Very scared. Yeah, Democratic... Dude, yeah. This was, You know why he's the most prominent Somali American official? Because they were stealing ballots. They were stealing ballots from elderly people and signing them in this other, and signing them, not the elderly people who have the ballots. They were taking elderly people's ballots to vote Ilhan Omar in, as far as I'm concerned. This also has an impact because we are also taxpayers in Minnesota. We also could have benefited from the program and the money that was stolen, I would imagine. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not Ilhan Omar. There was one guy. They absolutely stole. Let me find the video. I fucking hope they impact it. Yeah, Tim Walz should go to jail. There is no way that he didn't know about this. Envelopes unattended in a vehicle with an open trunk hatch for several minutes. The parking lot outside City Hall. Yeah. That's... Well, that's a little messed up, you know. I mean, it doesn't look like anything happened to him, which I'm happy about. No ballots were compromised. 20 missing ballots. So why can't I find the shit? This was in June. I can't be crazy because I know what I saw. Thank God, man. Thank God. Yeah, I saw this. I think it was really great. I think I'm pretty sure. Again, I'm not the guy to ask. Uh, well, it focused attention on the state's large Somali community, as most of the fraud defendants are of Somali descent. That doesn't fucking matter. Are they frauders or not? Great. Yeah, exactly. See, this is why it's a problem. This is exactly why it's a problem. Because Tim Waltz, the guy who has willfully let this fraud slide, is using the exact thing that he was scared of being attacked with. Vile, racist lies and slander. It's not racist, it's criminal. It's criminal. It's criminal. Ah. I imagine that most people will say that they belong behind bars. Period. Full stop. Full stop. You know, fucking it. I hate that I have to say this, but it would be the same if they were white. They could be fucking cats. They could be blue for all I care. I don't fucking care. It's criminal. You know, it's criminal. It's I don't know. We need unity, is what we need. Unity, full stop. Group claimed to work with restaurants, caterers, distribute meals to schools, and extracurricular programs. Convicted and several others pleaded guilty. Questioned some of the group's filing. Thank God. Accusing the state of racial discrimination. Exactly. It's not about race. Do you see this? The state auditor's office found that the threat of legal consequences and negative media attention affected the state's decision-making process about regulatory action against feeding our future. How fucking... Yeah, just the tip of a very large iceberg. So, why haven't arrests been made? This has been going on for years, right? This is what, since COVID? Yeah, COVID era, so that's like literally 7 years ago. Dude, almost a decade, and they've charged 8 people. It's so fucking stupid. They're charged with defrauding. See, notice how the number of people getting charged keeps going down. I don't think the math is math in there. I mean, you imagine if you see all your buddies getting super fucking rich, then it's like, hey guys, I'm getting super rich. And then you see some people who very easily could get rich that maybe in your view are being racially attacked or whatever. Then you'll be like, hey guys, come get a bit of the good life. it should be an exponential growing thing if they're smart and truly a community. It's fucking. Yeah, tens of million views, yada yada, allegedly nearly a dozen, which has some problems in and of itself. I don't have kids. I want kids. I don't know much about daycare stuff. I think that fucking some goddamn. God. Alright. Number one thing, I don't think Nick went to the centers when they were open. That being said, he wasn't told to come back when they were open. He was just told that, no, I don't know anything about that, and please go away. And then he was police escorted off the premises because he was like, hey, what are your medical insurance rates? And all that. And it's very obvious the speed at which people are able to save face when the fraud goes this deep. And I think it's really frightening that people aren't doing something about it. I think most of Americans, you can say it's racist or whatever, but then say, well, I mean, look at the punishment we're giving them for the crime that they're doing. Look at other examples of this crime being committed and the punishments that were given out. They should match to a fucking T. And if they don't, then I agree, more people need to get arrested for said racism. But the problem is, like, people need to be getting arrested. Arrests need to be made. It's very annoying. All but two have active licenses, and all active locations were visited within the last 6 months. One was subjected to an unannounced inspection, and our review found dozens of citations related to safety, cleanliness, equipment, and staff training. So then stop giving them money. If they're not going to use their money for if they're not going to use the money for what they're supposed to be using the money for, then they shouldn't be getting the fucking money. Right? It doesn't matter if there was recorded evidence or not. Take away their funding until they solve these issues, until they present an actionable plan, and then do monthly inspections following up to say, hey, still doing that plan, right? Oh, you're slipping, guy. All right, we're going to have to cut your funding again because you're not following the rules. How is it so difficult? How is it this difficult to be like, you're not following the rules. Here are the consequences of your actions. It cannot be this difficult. Someone has got to go to jail. There is some fucking dam blocking, some kind of, you guys know what I mean. There is some kind of blockage between the pipe of, what should be happening and what's actually happening. There is, what's the, I think I can find it, right? Yeah, this one here. What's actually happening versus what should be happening, right? So, whoever turned this valve is fucking on one, dude. It's so fucking infuriating. It's so, because then how many Americans look like this right now? That like, look at Hawaii. Look at fucking, what's the homeless is above 50%, right? Yeah. I want the unemployment rate. I don't know. I don't care. I want the chart. Unemployment rate still remains at 4.2%. 4.2 isn't bad. In fact, historical terms, it's pretty solid, often considered 4 and 5 to be within the range of full employment where the job market is tight but not overheated. Not bad, isn't. 7.2 million people are officially unemployed. The number of long-term unemployed out of work for 27 weeks or more jumped to 1.7 million. That's better than 7.2. 23% of all unemployed people have been out of work 27 weeks or more. I'm guessing that 60% is pretty awesome. Unemployment to population ratio. If you're wondering what are those participants, it's because they give a clue about how many people have checked out of the workforce entirely, not looking for jobs at all, which I thought was way higher. Which is, this is good. See, this is why I was like, yeah, man, I want to know where I can find this stuff. I really want to take. Well, see, and now I'm looking for reasons to not trust the fucking government. This is good. I like this. I like this. Less people to pay. Healthcare, financial, transportation, and warehousing. Yeah, this doesn't surprise me, especially, I can tell you in my own experience that I've met enough of my personal friends that it's scary who just don't see the point in working. They just don't see the point in getting a job. Like, you know, like I know I'd been working since before I even wanted, like, I had wanted to work since I was 12. Like, when I was 12, I was filling out job applications. That's no lie. And so I've never understood the mentality of, like, well, I mean, my parents haven't told me I have to work, so I just won't work. It's like, if you want something, you gotta go out and you gotta work for it. End of story. It's a shame that a lot of my personal friends have been taught that, well, actually, they don't have to do that, which is, I mean, sure, awesome, but, like, it's, I don't know, maybe that's just a personal gripe I have. I don't know if, maybe I'm just angry. I've just got a lot of anger and a lot of things that I've wanted to say that I haven't been able to say. And obviously saying it through music helps, but, well, and there's another excuse. So I'm gonna continue to have yappathons like this, most likely after my my drumming streams. But I do want to have big real deal streams. Tonight might not be the night for it. I'm still trying to decide. But these yappathons are much more just to be like, hey, this is my tell it like it is thoughts on the country. And I really hope that people listen, but I totally get if they don't. It's, it's fucking, I don't know. Teenage rate is always higher. Nothing's new there, but disparities by race are notable. Still facing higher levels of joblessness. Yeah. I mean, I'm not an economist, so I'm not going to comment. I will say, somehow, at least with what I've seen, I think that it's, a lot of people should be working that aren't working. Then again, I keep hearing about job markets and how difficult it is to find a job, period, let alone if you're not, an American-born American citizen, which super sucks. I mean, yeah, I will say, I've been here, I've had a buddy who's been here. It sucks when all you want is to work and you can't. Employers start to wonder what's wrong with you. Fucking hire me, dude. If you're like, well, this guy's been rejected from 72 interviews over the last 6 months. I'm gonna reject him again. We should have a system that's I mean, that's stupid, though. I was gonna say, a system where someone can go into work for a week, and they have a week to be like, hey, maybe at the end of the week they get like $500 or something, so that they can get themselves a shower. But anytime during that week, you can fire them for almost any reason. God, I'm already seeing all the problems with this. It's not fair that some guy who hasn't showered for a week because he literally can't, and, like, all this shit, there's no reason to not give that guy a chance. I mean, it's like cashier work at McDonald's. You need a college education for that? You know, I was slinging fucking bread when I was like 14, dude. I was behind the cash register for 2 long, hard years. That shit sucked. But goddamn, if it didn't teach me a work ethic, right? It taught me very, very quickly the importance of having a job and the value that comes from earning money. I don't know. I think I'm just preaching to the choir with that one. Maybe I'm just stretching for anything at this point. I don't know though. I think maybe it is just that a lot of people are lazy. A lot of people don't want to do stuff, which makes sense. You know, I don't want to fucking do this. This fucking pisses me off, but I feel morally obligated to do it. I don't know exactly why, but I feel like I have to do it because if I don't say things like, "Oh, just arrest the criminals," then who's going to? You know, it's like you can attack me for being racist. Like, hopefully Nick Shirley's right, and that my generation just does not care anymore, and that everyone is as sick of this as I am. Like, I truly do. I love America. You know, it makes me so disheartened and sad to see what's happening right now. That sucks. Hiring costs and wage serve hasn't backed off high interest rates. It's set to rein in inflation. And while inflation has cooled a bit, borrowing costs remain elevated, and that has a ripple effect. Businesses considering expanding, launching new products, or open locations face steeper financing costs. Can we all agree that this mostly boils down to greedy people with millions in the bank who just aren't? I suppose that's a little communist in my capitalist country, but I truly do think that I mean $1 billion, a billion. You know that it takes 13,000 years if you spend some crazy number like that. It's like if you made $1 every second to get $1 billion, it would take like 1,300 years or something like that. It's like nobody needs that much money to live comfortably. If you have that much money, it's who was it? Some rich guy said that if you have that much money, you should be giving it away. Like, nobody needs that much money, and you know who really needs that money is fucking Americans. The people who gave you all that money, the people who liked your product enough to buy it and, you know, spend the fucking $500 to get 36 gigs of RAM or whatever it is, like... Well, yeah, dude, I'm trying to upgrade my computer right now so that I can do this stuff, and it's scary. I literally don't make enough money as is to do the upgrade. I have the money, but I feel like I want to save it because I don't know what's happening in the future. I am looking to move out of my parents' house at some point. Fucking, you know. The good news is most of the stuff down here is mine. Through whatever, like, guitar's mine, amp's mine, this amp is my dad's, drums are mine, bass is mine, bass head's mine, bass amp's mine, guitar's mine. So, like, I have fucking all my studio equipment is mine, all the mics, all the fucking, you know, so, like, I have the means, I have assets I can sell if needed, but I don't remember where I was going with this. I'm glad that I made the decision to like slow way down on smoking weed. Cause I used to fucking wake up and then be like, all right, one for the morning, and then as soon as I got home at like 10, I would be ripping, and it made me nuts. So I need to. New Year it came at such a good time for me because I've been able to sit down and really think about, okay, by the end of this year, where do I want to be? Want to have at least some in musically, something that I can show people and be like, hey, yeah, I do music, you know. This is, if I start talking about this stuff, then the weight of all of it is gonna crush me. So I'm just gonna one day at a time. Uh, yeah. No, they're trimming back. We've seen continued layoffs, not massive but steady. Yeah, who was it that they just laid off like 3,200 people? That's really what we need. We need a high, a high quality news network that is going to be able to gather all this information and present it to the people. I mean, maybe that's not enough jobs though. That would be like, I don't know, maybe like I mean, how many people work at CNN? I mean, I suppose CNN is one of the. I'm guessing it's like 20,000 people. Hmm. $10 billion. Cool. You know who doesn't need 10 billion? Well, I mean, you know who does need $10 billion is the 10,000 employees. Um. Yeah. So like, they. That's too small of an amount of people. Um. Yeah, it's still out there. You might just, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Dude, what is it? Fucking, oh. Not healthcare. Yeah, like truckers, there's always a trucker shortage. Fucking, like, actual labor, like linemen, welders, trades. That's what it is. Trades. Of course, that takes certification, but that's only like 2 years, I think. Uh, yeah, think manufacturing, oil and gas. Office jobs, I don't think so because AI is about to have a massive boom. I hope Elon Musk is right. I think that it's going to take some of these billion-dollar companies um, having a higher tax. you know? Maybe. Yeah. So his stock, I don't know what to say here. I was gonna say it seems like this guy is pretty good about keeping his annual income pretty modest and pretty all right. I think there's a lot of like Bill Gates. I'll bet Bill Gates is not super modest about his fucking. I don't know. What I'm saying is I don't think a CEO should make more than like six figures a year. I think as soon as I didn't ask for his net annual income, which breaks down seven. This is fluctuated due to donations. Yeah, I hope he does super big donations. We need everyone to do that, man. Yeah, like that is absolutely nuts to me. I think as soon as you hit fucking six figures, then everything else, like yearly, I'm saying. Again, maybe this is pretty fucking communist, and maybe this is an L. I want my money back. I want my money back. I want the money that I have unwillingly fed into this system that doesn't work, is broken, and has only made my life worse back. I want it back. Maybe I'm woefully, uneducated. Please, uh, pin up in the comments whatever you'd like to, whatever you like might, whatever might work. This is why I shouldn't be IE News runner, man. I don't know. Again, big yapathon. Um, yep. Yuppers. Dude, it's the fucking weekend. Let's fucking go. I'm gonna go take a nap, and then I think that, you guys very well may see me and my buddies hopping, on the game, hanging out. We'll see, though. This is like, it's a nightmare. It's a total nightmare. It scares me. Please, someone come and come to my side and say either, hey, you're completely wrong and the country is doing really well. There are just a couple of hiccups in the system. Love it. Great. Not what I've been seeing, which is a damn shame. Please point me where I can fucking actually look. But like, I want some closure. I want some reinforcement in my thinking that fuck, I don't even know what I want. I want change. That's what I want. I want actions taken against the very, very clearly broken system that we have and the people responsible for it remaining broken. I want those people in jail, and I want everyone as a community to start thinking about how can we fix the system. So the system is fucked, and being racist is only going to make it worse. Again, stop Jew hate, stop mentioning Somalians. It doesn't fucking matter where they're from. What matters is they're defrauding the American people. So focus on that, so that both Democrats and Republicans, liberals and conservatives alike, will all look at this and say, I want my money back. You've taken my money. You've fucking defrauded it out of the government. I want it back. I want everyone to be thinking that. What sucks is a lot of people are like, next surely this far-right YouTuber went to innocent Somalians in a racially charged attack. No, the fuck he didn't. He absolutely didn't do any racially charged attacking. Come on. This is... I will say his investigation slightly flawed, I think, in terms of when he arrived at the scene and how he conducted himself. I think that we really do need that IE News. We need everyone on the same page to make sure that, my Fender medium pick here, like, we need someone's got to chew on the meat on Tally. Someone's got to chew the meat on Tally. Really. Because I think it's really difficult to... I don't know. I hope that this is... that's something in here you can agree with. If you disagree, I am not gonna listen to you unless you agree with me on one thing. You can write a damn book for all I care. As long as that opening sentence is, I agree, let's not be racist, then I'll read it. If the opening sentence is, you're wrong and here's why, I'm not gonna read it. I want unity, and that's how I'm gonna start it. I will not listen to anything unless you hit me with a single... I'm breathing right now, you can agree with that. Just type the words, I agree, somewhere in there. Somewhere in there, and I will more than happily, I I just want division to stop. I want people to I want everyone to have a common goal, because America, we are a force to be reckoned with when we have a common goal. We did something that no country has done in 200 years. We broke into our own White House. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are some of the scariest fighting forces on the planet, militarily, navally. I think our Navy is still the strongest in the world. Remember when we heard that Iraq had a nuke or something, so we went in and in 8 hours completely dismantled their navy with a couple of planes and a fucking whatever it was. Like, we are so powerful as a unit. If we have the common interest as a goal, we are an unstoppable nation. And I want to be back to that America, the America that says the Nazis are fucked, and everyone rallies out. Everyone was so proud. Like, the Vietnam War was the one we needed. I mean, I suppose there was. Uh, this is how uneducated I am. I know what I believe, though. I believe that America is the strongest nation on the planet, and I believe that no one can beat us if we are all together. We're smarter than the Russians. It doesn't matter if they have more people. We have bigger guns, we have more guns, and we have more brain power. It's, we can beat anybody. If it comes to that, again, I hope my message is clear that America as a fighting force should tackle one problem with one people, the American people. It doesn't matter if you're a Somali American, if you're a Jewish American, if you're an African American, if you're fucking the guy who built all the arcs to save everyone on the planet. Now that's a good guy right there. If he's an American citizen, then great. Also being said, about like citizenship, I think everyone deserves the chance to become an American citizen. The moment you're a criminal, you should get deported. I think anyone who is here illegally right now should have the chance to be deported and let back in legally. Especially if you have a life built up, it should not be a difficult thing to just get your papers and be like, yeah, if for some reason it's discovered that you were committing a crime in the life you built up, well, that's too bad. You shouldn't have committed a crime. But man, I'm sorry, but criminals are criminals, man. I will put my foot down on that. I don't care if you're an American who is, committing a crime. If I don't know. This is a smorgasbord. I think everyone should have the chance to become an American citizen, even if they are not technically a citizen. If they are a citizen by nature, like they may not be legally a citizen, but they fight tooth and nail for America. They defend America to the death. I think that they deserve to have fucking they deserve to be citizens. I think that if you are someone who has come in illegally, you hate Americans, and you've done nothing but steal from the American people and the American government, you absolutely should fucking leave. I don't want you in my country. If you're gonna come in, insult us, take our money, and then act like you've done nothing wrong, that pisses me off. You know? And so, like, I agree. 10 years is far too long to wait to get into America. Same time, immigration, complicated issue. So I'm not going to speak on, like, I think it should be easier to become a citizen. And I think the people who actively want to become citizens, if they can self-deport and be given a citizenship actually, and they're not being lied to by the Trump administration, then awesome. Especially, again, if they're an American by nature, if they're American everywhere but on paper, abso-fucking-lutely, you know? And not a fake American, an American who's like, oh, I've done something wrong. Well, no, but I did it for the country. An American who will always, always put the country first. And I don't know. That's it. I've been yapping for an hour on stuff that I don't really understand, but I would love to understand. This is a call for help as far as, like, learning, and please, if you want news, chew the meat on the tally. Open sesame. Ponzi. It's not that fucking hard. It really can't be. There's, I think, no excuse. I think, yeah, if you want to learn about all these different things concerning America, then please, by all means. But it's not that fucking hard, guys. It's really not. Can't be.